It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And our focus is on this team's towering tight end. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. Who knows what we're in store for here? And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. One final time this regular season. As always, joined by Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott as we get ready to put a bow on what has been an outstanding 18 weeks of football.
And for 14 lucky teams across the NFL, Kate, this isn't the end for them. This is their last chance at a tune-up before they play on into the postseason chasing that Super Bowl ring. But for the other 18, this is it. Their final chapter. Their final chapter in a story to take the field until September rolls around again. And for some, frankly, well, this might be the last time they ever put the pads on. So leave everything you got out there and do everything in your power.
For some, the final chapter of the season. For others, a final week before the playoffs. And we're off in Week 18. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And bringing them out now, a quarterback who really knows how to make something exciting happen.
And when we look back at last week's win, Kate, pretty easy to see those 4 touchdowns. A lot more of an impact on the game than the 1 interception he threw. Wasn't quite perfect. I'm sure that pick will nag at him, but you'd welcome an encore of everything else he was doing in that ball game.
Dump off caught by his back. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield. And
pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to...
Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a third down.
Well, this is exactly what the defense wants to do to these quarterbacks. You want to speed them up, and the best way to do it is to hit them and bring them to the ground. Conversely, they've got to figure out offensively how to protect. If you can't protect, you can't...
They're on him again, and he goes down again. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this third-year QB.
He's one of the select group of quarterbacks where when he takes the field, everyone, and I mean everyone, takes notice. He's part of the game's elite, the game's most important position, and it really is a spectacle, Kate, anytime he leads an offense out, because you know he's capable of plays that other quarterbacks in this league simply cannot make. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later. Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they're staring at 4th and long. They'll bring out the punter here. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They're throwing it. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
The visitors and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at 2nd in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. Lone back gets the handoff. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Has this at the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And you always got to watch him when you're down near the red zone. He is sitting 2nd right now among all NFL quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
Tackle at the 25-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
He'll throw it. Complete out to the right. And he's brought down at the line.
It was as if the defense knew what play was coming. That was a play they knew they could defend, and boy, did they ever, stopping it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll give him a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They're set up at the 35 now. They go play action on 1st. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This defense could not make a bigger statement out of the gate with this game. Man, the lead up to a ball game, trash talk. Right, things said in the paper, bulletin board material, whatever it is. This defense took something personal, Kate, and they are taking it out on this quarterback.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, look, beyond having to pick yourself off the ground over and over again, all of these sacks in this first quarter have led to so much disruption. Kate, what do offense look for, especially early? Get myself into rhythm. Get myself into a tempo. What do defenses want to do? Wreck all of that, and that's exactly what this defense is doing.
The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as he continues lighting up the stat sheets this season, we can see he's still chasing one man for the NFL lead in passing yardage. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And a great return comes to an end with the tackle.
That's so cool. He really did it all for him, didn't he? First he forced the turnover, and then he set them up in a better spot with a really nice return. Yeah, he had designs on doing the scoring for him, too. One more move, and he might have broken it for 6.
Now this offense getting set to work here. And that interception has set them up beautifully inside the red zone. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Option give here. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Back to the well again. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They give it to him again. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Another carry for him. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Short of the goal line. I'll pick up a 2.
We're at the end of 1 in a defensive showdown that has lived up to its billing thus far. Just 3-0 is our score. More from this one right after this. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. They're hoping to convert here on 2nd and goal. And he's in for the touchdown. These guys make them pay for turning it over. They broke out the design run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, KQB, do your thing, get us 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Another drive coming up for this offense. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back now, pressure on its way. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Brought in along the sideline, just need an official ruling, and they said catch. Great play. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
That's complete to Jackson. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he won't win the race to the outside. That one's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Here's the throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Throwing deep for the end zone. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. Hold on, though. There's a flag down here. Although, if this is on the defense, Brock, they're probably just going to decline it and keep that make. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead. And that's going to award their offense a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
You got to be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there, and that gives him a 1st down. Running it after the penalty. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. He's going to throw this one. Oh, this big guy is moving. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one, and that gives them 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. He's on the move. And he carries it in for the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. Right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys push their lead to 3. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you want your quarterback to, number one, find ways to score for your offense. You always tell me that, Brock. But also, he's done it more than just through the air for them. That last drive, a notable touchdown for him on the ground for the season. To throw it on 1st down. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 38. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Pass play now. Connecting on the slant. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. The rookie from Michigan, there that time. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
They'll send him over right. 3rd down from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. Throwing from the gun. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And they're going to have a 1st down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. They put a receiver in motion right. They'll run here on 1st down. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. He'll look to throw. Look, pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the 3rd row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now 3rd down is so much harder.
Dumped off to his running back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB, you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on 3rd down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
On now comes their punter. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. His first punt went 50. This is away and looks even better. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Now outruns their offense to take over. Now their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He throws a bullet. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Back out runs their offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Airing it out to start this drive. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. This one misses the tight end. So that brings up second down. Pass play coming here. Finds him over the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. So it's the 2-minute warning here from San Antonio. Third down, 1 yard to go. Throwing from the gun here. That does it. It's intercepted, and that is the record. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Hits him on the in route. Working quickly here. 2nd and 6 now. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. Brushes him off with ease. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play, and that gives them the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Juke the defender. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
We've got a screen to the running back. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They are throwing it again. And that's cut in the end zone for the touchdown. These guys get some late points and the lead. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And his guys take a 4-point lead. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Kickoff taken at the 3. coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense headed out now. Not much time left before the half. And normally they'd need their sap, Brock, but facing such a small deficit, good chance they try to get a field goal here before the break. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Finds a man right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He's dropping back to throw. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. Another try following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up third down. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll run it here on third down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The defense takes its third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Their punter making his way out now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. All right, no more excitement here in this first half. He kneels this one down. Both teams head to the locker room. So we're halfway through this final week of the regular season, as we'll kick you over now to Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman. Coach, take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the visitors who are out in front in the second quarter. Former #1 overall pick Joe Burrow with a touchdown pass. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are out in front in that one.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it. That back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
From the 40 on 2nd down. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They'll throw on first. Complete over the middle. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give them a first down. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Extra point attempt coming up. Extra point sent right down the middle. And these guys push their lead to 3.
17. Our home team, 14.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Here's Carter on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. Short pass brought in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Finds him on the slant. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's good for 7 yards. And they'll have first down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's going to be marked down about 4 yards away from that first down marker. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
2nd and 4 at their 48-yard line.
Handoff now from the gun. And he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Slot receiver headed left. They'll throw on 3rd and long. He's throwing deep to the left. Brought in inside the 20. And that is a touchdown. These guys grab the lead on their first series of the half. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys take a 4-point lead. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. On 1st down, they'll run. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. Handoff now out of the gun. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 46. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. On target to Jackson. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Oh, he nearly coffin cornered that one. Just a little too far, and it's out of the side of the end zone for a touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing it to start this drive. Complete out to the right side. And he'll get it up to the 27. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
From the 27. Brought in right side. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be a 1st down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Throwing the out route complete. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up 1st down. Back to throw now. Complete out to the right. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. All set up now for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. He's on the move. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. They've got it with a lead, hoping to carry it across the finish line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 23. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
So on 4th down, they bring him out for his most important kick of this game. This 42 yards from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. And just a week before the playoffs begin, partner, here's where teams stand as we play out this regular season finale. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And there's a sign of life from the ground game. He's forward with a nice pickup. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Throwing from the gun here. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Give now to the running back. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Now looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Looking to the air here. Uh-oh, he can't escape. He's brought down. Timeout called on the field, so we've got a player shaken up, and at the worst time, too. They just wanted to keep everyone healthy entering the playoffs next week. Punt team on the field. And he's been getting all of it every time out. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. This offense ready to get going again now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Escapes the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll give him a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll throw it. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Hand off to the back. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Punting unit out now. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. The offense getting set to go. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing.
Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun. Completed over the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. Throwing now from the gun. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball. I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Stop for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Here comes their offense out again. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end now. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Dropping back to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's up across the 20 before going out of bounds. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. He'll throw it. He's got a man left. And that will not be enough for a first down. So we will not reach the 2-minute warning. The defense calling time here. 2:08 on the clock. Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. And he gets him one as we've come up to the 2-minute warning. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll try and throw it here. Hits him on the in route. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
Their offense running back out now. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours. There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Punter on now, and he gets into this one. And a fair catch made here at the 17. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And they snag some much-needed momentum to end the regular season as they start looking ahead to their wild card contest next week. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. This celebration begins for our winners as we bid you farewell from San Antonio.